Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. Before the video starts, I just want to say my apologies for not uploading so long. It was because of exams coming up and I started studying for that a lot. But without any further ado, let's get into the what if. So this what if is actually not that hard to do. We just need to change some things. First, we have to give Subaru the elements, of course. And two, I'm going to take a liberty here and give him two blessings, the same one as in canon, returned by death, and elemental. What it does is increases elemental magic by 50%. So now let's get back into the story. Nothing much changes at the start. When things really actually start to change, when the pug starts to reveal his magic. Pug would be surprised and says, "Wow, you're just like Mealy. You have the same magic, Esther." Amelia would look surprised and give the same explanation as in canon. Amelia starts to help Subaru learn some basic water magic, like the ice shards she used in episode 1 against the tugs. But Amelia would ask if Subaru wanted some help learning magic. And Subaru would accept, but we know that Subaru is not a very good learner for magic. Subaru would try though. He would get injured a lot and Amelia would try to put a stop to it, but he's too devoted, so she continues helping him train. This would change a few things. One, the time. And second, would not go to the village with Rem, the first time at least. So Rem would get bitten by the dog and still get cursed. Rem would be really angry, just like in the canon version of one of the deaths. Rem would frame him for doing it because he just got into the mansion and now her sister died. But Emilio knows that Subaru could not have done it, since he was resting for a day or two after training harshly. Subaru would try to run away from Ram, just like in the canon story, but it would really work. But he actually could do a little more than in canon, since he could actually run away from Rem and actually fight back. But at the end, Beatrix still tries to protect him, but he still commits suicide, just like in canon. Subaru would, after that, just come clean and try again and again, but nothing would work. After dying over and over, he realizes that every time he gets cursed, or Rem, it's when they go to the village. So he starts investigating the village and asks Beatrix about curses and stuff like that, just like in canon. But Beatrix would give the same explanation. After realizing that the dog is the one that has been cursing him and Rem over and over again, he takes the dog away. And that would make the events go as in canon. But he would go after the dog, since he was still going to be worried about the kids. The dog's pack starts to try to attack Subaru, but he would actually be able to defend himself with the ice magic, the water magic that's he learned from Amelia. But that would not work, since he still isn't very good at it. But he's better off than in canon, but he still gets cursed a lot until Rem still comes and saves him, just like in canon. But Rem comes to the rescue after hearing where Subaru had gone from Beatrix and rushed in to try to help Subaru, with Rem still coming after, like in canon. Rem starts to get angry and kills a lot of the bloodhounds that were left, while Subaru was just trying to help with some little of the mana he had left. So he tries to hit them, but during that he accidentally hits Rem, making her focus on him. Rem goes to attack Subaru, but Ram actually pushes him out of the way and they both dodge it. Luckily, A chase starts with Ram chasing Subaru and Rom. Rom tries to hold off her sister while Subaru continues to run. A little further than in canon, they do not fall off the cliff, since Subaru is way less damaged from the bloodhounds. Sure, he got bitten 2 times in the back, but not as much as in canon, since A, he was able to hold Talon off with magic, and B, Ram came earlier than in canon since he knew about it earlier. Ram continues to chase them till the same cliff, but instead of Rom falling off, she manages to go left with Subaru. Roswald then comes in and knocks out Rem, trying to be hospitalic to Subaru. He apologizes about Rem's behavior. Rem would wake up after a few days, not knowing what happened. Subaru would be cursed though, but not as badly as in canon, so for the sake of the story, I'm gonna make it so that that Beatrix can actually help Subaru out with the curse, because we don't want the same thing to go on as in canon, so it will be a little boring, and I think my man has to actually rest a little after dying so much against the dog, unlike in canon where he didn't get to rest at all. Subaru starts to wake up after a few days. Rem would still be really injured, but still not as bad as in canon, since some of the bloodhounds were already dead. And Rem would actually be left none alive, since before she went after Subaru and Rom, that's the reason they managed to run away, was she went to attack the bloodhounds again. Rem would also be surprised about how she was so easily being able to lose control and attack Subaru. Subaru wouldn't really think much of it, since, of course, it probably wasn't on purpose. Subaru would still apologize for accidentally hitting Rem, but Rem would shrug it off and say, no, I have to apologize, since she was the one who attacked him and her dear sister. But that's where I'm going to be leaving things off for this video. I know it was kind of short, but that's because of the exams coming up, of course. But if you like it, be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, since that really helps out the channel. And with that, I'll be seeing ya. See ya!